Hello and welcome to SJP Advisor Stories. In this series, we interview SJP partners and advisors to share their real-life experiences. I'm your host, G for Tit, and if you have any questions that you would like to ask an SJP partner or advisor, please feel free to comment below or reach out to me on LinkedIn. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. I'm joined by Daniel Flowerdew, one of our partners, and I'm going to be asking you some frequently asked questions. So first of all, welcome.
Great, thanks for having me.
So Daniel, the most frequently asked question by our viewers is, what does a financial advisor do?
Okay, it's a big question to answer, but I think ultimately it's multi-layered. So I think at its core, we're essentially here to help individuals, families, business owners navigate the myriad of financial products that exist within the financial services sector, and then essentially helping those individuals to build plans for their financial future. It can often morph into different areas. So although we are here at its core to provide financial advice, very often in my experience, we get leaned on for other areas of advice. And that can be, essentially clients asking us around events for corporate events like golf and football and rugby. I had a client this week ask me about, where he should take 8 clients for a golf event. And then we can sometimes be a shoulder to lean on in sad times, family bereavements, etc. So at its core, financial advice, but as I say, it can morph into different areas.
Absolutely. And how long ago did you get into this profession?
So our background's a little bit different. Myself, my business partner, Damien Freeston, worked within capital markets, specifically foreign exchange and fixed income for institutions like Bank of America, State Street, Deutsche Börse. And it was about 6 years ago that we decided we wanted to make an exit out of that industry, be the masters of our own destiny, and essentially set up our own wealth management business. So we took the decision to partner with St James's Place after a period of due diligence. That was 6 years ago. We're now coming up to our 4-year anniversary. So we had a couple of years still working in the banks whilst we conducted that period of due diligence, did our exams, and then May this year, we'll come up to our 4th year anniversary.
This is a really commonly asked question. Do you have to be good at maths?
Certainly not. Maths has never been a strong point for me. So all cards on the table, I struggled with maths through school. So I managed to get a GCSE in it somehow. And then I managed to forge a career in sales and trading within, tier 1 institutions like Bank of America, State Street, and various other, sales and trading businesses over the years. So I've always leveraged the expertise of people around me where I needed help. And moving into this industry, it was certainly something I was concerned by, but I certainly leveraged the support of SJP where I need it. We have a team of paraplanners and admin staff that are very good in that space as well. So I have the ability day to day to get by with my math skills, but if I need extra help, it's certainly there.
Fantastic. So what activities do you get involved with on a daily basis? We understand what a financial advisor does now, but what does that mean for you day to day?
So day to day, it's very varied. I have full flexibility around my diary, which I like. So some days can start with me looking after my son, taking him to nursery and then coming into the office and perhaps working later in the day. Other days can be more traditional, working 8 till 6. But typically, most of my day is driven by client activity. So I want to be in front of clients, whether that's new clients or existing clients, as much as possible. And there's a key driver for our business that we're still quite young. We're only 3.5 years old. So we're very conscious that we need to be out there networking, finding new leads for our business to keep that stream coming. Coupled with that, we also need to ensure we're servicing our clients effectively. So one of the remits when we came into this business was that we always wanted to sustain a good client service levels for our customers. We felt that would derive good outcomes in terms of client referrals, and that's exactly what's happened. We keep those customer service levels high, and I think, touch wood, if this is wood, that has driven more client activity in terms of referrals coming into us from existing clients.
Fantastic. So tell me something that you love about your job.
It does sound a little bit cheesy to say this, but it's genuinely helping people. Fundamentally, we're here to help individuals and families and business owners construct financial plans. They come to us because they are perhaps confused about what their finances are doing and the myriad of financial products that are out there. And we're here to help condense that information overload for those clients and lay out a roadmap for them moving forward over the next 5, 10, 20, 30, and actually beyond it. You go multi-generational, 40, 50 years, long after I'll have moved on. So it's genuinely helping people.
I love that. Now, this is a really burning question from our audience. I know this. It's all around, how did you acquire your first clients? Who were they? Where did you find them?
Yeah. So for us, it was not easier, but we certainly had an existing network from the banks that we'd worked in before. So at the core of our business plan was to leverage all of the opportunities we had within banks, hedge funds, asset managers, etc. And I sat there within trading floors and sat next to very financially astute individuals, but they certainly weren't that financially astute when it came to their own finances. So we saw an opportunity from day dot that we could help those clients potentially, with their financial needs moving forward, and that certainly played out. They really formed the core of our business to begin with. But also don't underestimate friends and family. We really leveraged our family networks, our network of friends, to help get the business started as well. So those different areas certainly drove the original growth of our business to begin with.
Absolutely. And I know you're very passionate about sports.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, pretty fortunate that I had a couple of friends who were agents within sport. Had some friends who had played professional rugby and football. So Damien and I both love sport. We grew up playing sport, like I'm sure many guys and girls do, and so we wanted to have a natural interest in that moving forward. So we leveraged those possibilities. We got in front of various different agents, various different rugby clubs, football clubs, and we've grown that. It's hard work because there's a lot of financial advisors that want to operate in that area. But again, it goes back to building good relationships, doing a good job for clients. If you do that, then the rest takes care of itself.
I love that. And I think the message here really is, it doesn't matter what your background is, even if people haven't worked in a bank before. It could be a woman returner and their network of families. It could be somebody from the military and their military network.
Absolutely.
It's just lean into what you know.
Exactly right.
And who you know.
Exactly.
Love that. So do you count clients as friends?
Yep, certainly do. We've got a number of friends that are clients, and both Damien and I were perhaps a little bit concerned at the beginning, should we bring friends on as clients? But we took the view that as long as we're doing a good job for friends and family, which hopefully we do, then the relationship will be fine. And I think what we found is we actually go above and beyond for friends and family, perhaps do a bit more work than we should for them. And as long as we keep doing that, there'll never be any issues. And I think ultimately you forge new friendships in this career as well. So there's certainly clients I have met and been introduced to who I've never known, previously, who have now become, really good friends. So, a good example of that is we acquired a book of business at the beginning of our journey. And there's a couple of clients in there who actually, it turned out I went to university with. They were a bit ahead of me, but they went to the same university as I did. And now we chat pretty much every day. They've become good friends, albeit we talk about Man United and not financial services, but we do chat and we become great pals.
Amazing, really good example. So how would you categorise the financial rewards from, obviously, reasonably early still within your journey? How would you categorise financial rewards when you first started compared to now and what the future looks like? Yeah,
so for us, we certainly stepped off the edge of a cliff in terms of earnings. We had established careers within banks, and we kind of, from day one, you move to zero. So you can't really beat around the bush. The first year, 2 years are tough because you're trying to build a client base. You're trying to build that ongoing trail. Generate initial advice fees that essentially are going to pay you the money you need to live your life. So you have to get through that first 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then you really get from it what you put into it. So the sky can be the limit. If you want to work long days, 6, 7 days a week, networking with multiple different clients, you can, and you'll derive the benefits from that. However, I've come across plenty of financial advisors that see this as more of a lifestyle business. So they're happy to work a few hours a day, service their clients very well, get remunerated to a level they're happy with, and that's perfectly fine for them. And so I think it can work on multiple different levels, really. For individuals that want to earn lots and lots of cash, the ability's there. For other individuals that want to find balance between work and life, also the ability's there as well.
Absolutely. I think the nice thing about SJP or financial advice in general is there isn't any cap on what you can achieve.
Exactly.
So that's really appealing to a lot of people.
That was appealing to us.
Yeah.
We felt within the banks, the trajectory of travel within our careers within the banks was good. We were going to have, good lives, and we did have good lives. Don't get me wrong. They wanted their pound of flesh for that, which is fine as well. You know what you're signing up for. But we also felt perhaps we'd be capped at certain levels, whereas within this industry, you're not capped. You can really, as I say, get from it what you put into it, and that really appealed to us.
Amazing. And so, what's been your best moment as a financial advisor so far?
That's a big question. I think the best moment, it goes back to one of my earlier answers, was just helping people. It's that feeling of helping certain individuals, and there's been many actually who come to you in certain situations where they really do need help, particularly some of the young athletes that we've worked with. Their careers may not last beyond 10, 15 years. They need a structure, they need a financial plan to give them that leeway, that buffer when their career ends. And if we hadn't been there, potentially that just wouldn't be there. Potentially they'd end up like many athletes do, insolvent, bankrupt after leaving the game, potentially with mental health issues. And I think we really help those individuals, and not just within sport, within wider areas of industry as well, to negate those issues. And I think that for me is probably the most important and fulfilling area of the job.
Amazing. And how do SJP support you and your business?
Yeah, so SJP have been great for us. So as I mentioned before, we conducted a period of due diligence in terms of which network we wanted to work with when we came into this industry, and SJP quickly moved up the list for us in terms of being the preferential choice. And certainly in those early meetings, SJP were giving us a number of ideas that we could enter this world in to make our life easier and to launch our business. And I have to say, all cards on the table, they've delivered on everything they promised us. They've been fantastic in terms of helping our business get set up initially, and then putting in place various development managers through time that have helped guide us. Because although we came from 18 years in banks, we had decent business level acumen. We'd never run a business before, and we certainly hadn't run a business within wealth management. So SJP have certainly helped guide our business to where it is today. And they're helping us lay the foundations of where we want to go tomorrow, and the next 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years and beyond. Hopefully I'll be retired. So they've been really helpful in that respect. And then I think the next layer to that is all the help they give you as an individual and a partner practice. They've given us in terms of support around client advice. So you can leverage multiple different areas within St James's Place, mezzanine services when you come across complex cases. You've got the private client team who can jump in on bigger cases, and then all the tax and technical, pensions technical teams that you can lean on when perhaps you need some support around technical areas of specific advice that you may be giving. And
even things like helping you to recruit into your business and grow your business.
Yeah, the Academy's a great tool for us to use moving forward. So we plan to recruit directly from the Academy into our business as we move to multi-advisor throughout the course of this year and in the years ahead. We're already working with the team within the Academy to start pulling recruits out and into our business directly, which is fantastic. And then also we've actually referred clients into the Academy as well. So where we formed relationships with the Rugby Players Association and the Professional Cricket Association, there's lots of athletes that move out of those industries and want to come into financial services. St James's Place and the Academy have been really helpful in that. They've forged relationships with those associations as well, I believe. And that's helped drive really good recruits into the industry, which hopefully we can benefit from further down the line.
I love that. So one final question: if you weren't a financial advisor with SJP, what would you be?
I think this is fairly simple. I'd probably still be working within the banks. So when I left the last organisation I worked for, I had the opportunity to go back into another investment bank with some old bosses, and so I very much had that choice. Did I want to move into my own business and step off the edge of a cliff, or did I want to take the safe route? I opted to jump off the edge of a cliff and into wealth management, and hand on heart, I wouldn't change anything for the world. It's been a great journey. I'm looking forward to the next 5, 10, 15 plus years. And as I say, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being with us. And I hope everybody has found that really helpful.